This article is about the phonology and phonetics of the West Frisian language. Vowels. The vowel inventory of West Frisian is very rich. Monophthongs. The long vowels are considerably longer than the short vowels. The former are generally over 250 milliseconds, whereas the latter are generally under 150 milliseconds. Some speakers merge the long vowels I, U with the centering diphthongs, i.e., U, Y is infrequent. It and the other long close rounded vowel, U, are absent from the dialect of Lauat. Many scholars transcribe O as O, but Ahan, 2010, transcribes it as phonetically. It is quite similar to E, although they pattern with monophthongs. The long close mid-vowels transcribed E, O, are often realized as narrow closing diphthongs, A, Oi, Ow. However, there are exceptions. For instance, speakers of the Hinterloopers dialect realize O as a long monophthong, O. Nearly all words with O are loan words from Standard Dutch. O doesn't occur before per second, although they pattern with monophthongs. The long open mid-vowels transcribed tend to be realized as centering diphthongs, E. The Hinterloopers and Sud-West-Hoeks dialects also feature open mid-front rounded vowels, OE, which are not a part of the standard language. Many scholars transcribe A as A, but Ahan, 2010, transcribes it as. Its phonetic quality has been variously described as central, A, and back. A is central, A. Diphthongs. Booj, 1989, argues that the rising diphthongs J, Wa, Wo. He also lists the rare Jo are in fact glide vowel sequences, not real diphthongs. This view is supported by Hoekstra and Tiersma, 2013, who transcribe them as J, Wa, Wo, which is the convention used in this article. In southwestern dialects, Wa, Wo are monophthongized to short central. The closeness of either of the elements of I is somewhat variable, so that its phonetic realization is E tilde tilde I tilde. The first element of Oi is more like Oi than O, I, E, lower than O. Many scholars transcribe this sound as Oi. Booj, 1989, transcribes it as Y. Yet this article transcribes it Oi to show that it is clearly distinct from the common diphthongal realization of O, having a much lower starting point, and that it is virtually identical to Oi in Standard Dutch. Some scholars transcribe U as U, yet others transcribe it as O. Phonetically, the first element of this diphthong may be either of these, I, E, or, less often, A. Some varieties realize I as I. Many speakers round the first element of AI to equals breaking equals. Some falling diphthongs alternate with the rising ones. The Yi, Jo alternation occurs only in the pair mentioned above. Consonants. For meter, P, B are bilabial, whereas F, V are labiodental. V has two allophones, an approximant, V, which appears word initially, and a fricative, V, which occurs elsewhere. In some cases, D alternates with R. R is silent before other alveolar consonants. An exception to this rule are recent loan words from Standard Dutch, e.g., sport, which may or may not be pronounced with R, N, K, X, avila, whereas J is palatal, has two allophones, a plosive, which appears word initially and syllable initially, the latter only when stressed, and a fricative, which occurs elsewhere. The syllabic sonorants M, N, N, L, R occur in the following circumstances. In the ending N, which in careful speech is pronounced n. It is realized as m when preceded by per meter. p. b. It is realized as n when preceded by f. v. n. t. d. s. z. r. l. It is realized as n when preceded by k. x. In the endings l and in careful speech, l and respectively, which after consonants are realized as l and r, respectively. In some other cases, see Sitma, 1913, 36. For more information, j and the v allophone of v are the only sonorants which cannot be syllabic. The sequences nj, tj, sj, zj coalesce to n, tc, c, z. Glottal stop may precede word initial vowels. In careful speech, it may also occur between unstressed and stressed vowel or diphthong. Among fricatives, neither x nor any of the voiced fricatives can occur word initially. L is velarized. L in all environments except before the close front vowels I, y, where it is realized as clear. L. Final devoicing. Word final b, d are realized as voiceless. P, t. Note, however, that final b is rare, and that in loan words from Standard Dutch, final can also appear, and is also devoiced to x. Bibliography. Further reading.